I first saw a Bruce Conner film when I was an unhappy freshman at the University of Oklahoma, and I thought, that's what I want to do, make my own crazy film. Sometime in late 1965, Bruce saw the Poontang trilogy at a local screening in San Francisco. He showed up at my door the next day and introduced himself. We were instant friends. He would become a major contributor to my light show, the North American Ibis Alchemical Company. Bruce got invited to appear on the Art Linkletter show and took me along for the ride. Like all my trips to LA, it was weird. The little film that follows was my account of that strange journey to La La Land.
The lid's off. These two underground movie makers insist the portrayal of any human activity is acceptable subject matter for the screen.
My next two guests are underground movie makers whose sex-oriented films leave absolutely nothing to the imagination. They are Ben Van Meter, who is now filming the show that we are filming, and Bruce Conner. And Ben, how many films have you made?
I've made 7. I'm working on my 8th.
Now, these are not full-length feature films. These are what are known as short subjects, what, 10, 12, 15 minutes?
Yeah, the first 7 are. The 8th is the feature.
Are you shooting mostly all 16 millimeter?
16 millimeter.
Sound color?
Yes.
And how about you, Bruce? Same thing for you?
Basically 16 millimeter and some 8 millimeter.
How many have you made?
I made about 9 feature films, which the longest is 13 minutes long.
The longest is 13 minutes?
Yeah, it's a film about the assassination of Kennedy.
Now, your films are distributed where?
Mainly by Canyon Cinnamon Cooperative.
In moving houses, moving picture houses?
Yes, they're shown occasionally in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, or Chicago. There's usually only one theater which handles them.
Same with you, Ben? Your pictures are in motion picture houses. In other words, I want to make this very clear, ladies and gentlemen. These men do not make so-called stag films, which are shown to predominantly male audiences and are purely pornographic. Am I correct?
Right.
Your films, you say, have sex in them and have everything revealed, except that you say it's art-oriented, right?
Right.
Now, do you think that there is no subject that is taboo, Bruce?
There's no subject that's taboo because there is no subject that we cannot see.
There's no censorship, of course, to your film, is there? Nobody tells you what you can or can't put in it.
The determination is determined by what I can do, what I can make in my films, and my own personal censorship. I feel that whatever censorship there is one that's within myself.
Have you ever been arrested or threatened with arrest or had films confiscated? Have the authorities ever stepped in?
No, the only problem I had was when I was making Cosmic Ray. I took it to one film lab, and they were very disturbed because the nude girl in the film was totally nude, and they didn't want to print it. But I've had no problem since then.
And they finally did print it?
I took it to another lab. Since then, the film has been shown on national television in West Germany and in Denmark.
I know that in parts of Europe, because I've been there and I've seen films shown, that completely nude people are shown, which we do not do here, although we're getting closer to it all the time. Do you have anything to especially comment, Ben, about what is happening in the so-called commercial filmmaking enterprises in Hollywood?
Yes, I think G-strings are obscene myself.
In other words, you think it makes nudity even dirtier?
It makes nudity dirty. Nudity isn't dirty.
That's what I mean. Now, the point I'm driving at is you do not feel that you are competing with the motion picture producers of Hollywood.
No.
You are going completely off to one other side. For instance, I saw a film of yours, Ben, where there is a projected crash of the Hindenburg Zeppelin on a nude female body. Mm-hmm. Now, what is the significance of that theme, or that scene?
The significance is the significance of all art is the visual forms and the movement and the emotional significance that you derive from it.
What is the real difference, would you say, between your film, which you claim is not pornography and not dirty as stag films are, and art? Is it that there is no storyline, particularly?
Between my films and what?
And so-called stag films.
Oh, and stag films. Well, the difference is in the intent of the producer, which in the case of stag films, the intent is, first of all, to make money, and to do that, they make films that are sexually arousing. My intent is to make art, and I think the human body is very beautiful, so I don't hesitate to use that.
Have you ever had films confiscated or been raided or had any trouble with the authorities?
Only with the film you saw, the trilogy, that the laboratory, when I took it in to be developed, called the FBI, and an FBI man came and seized it, told me he was sending it to Washington to be destroyed. I wrote to Washington and informed them that I knew they didn't have any legal right to take that since it hadn't passed through the mail, and two very nice FBI men came and gave it back to me.
I saw the film, and I will say this, that there is nothing in your film that I saw which has the so-called exciting pattern. It has nude people in it, but it is, as a matter of fact, it's so far out I couldn't follow a lot of it because you cut your film together in startling ways. You will have a complete battlefield with the scenes of war, and then you garden where there's something else is happening, then there'll be fireworks, and then there'll be a cartoon of Mickey Mouse right in the middle of the war and the girls and everything. And I must tell you, Ben, it was interesting, but I lost the story.
See the new one?
Oh. Well, I am sure that our audience is very interested in knowing your attitude about why you make these kind of films, and I only wish, ladies and gentlemen, that we could show any of the films that they've made. We screened them very carefully, and we thought maybe we could get 10 seconds. But the 10 seconds we could get was Mickey Mouse. We'd be sued by Walt Disney. Thank you very much. Pornography or art, only time and the movie section of your local paper will tell.